In life, you're often put through tests to bring out the best in you, to make you stronger, and to connect you more deeply with your spiritual self and the divine power. These tests can be tough, but they're essential for your inner growth. Here are the 5 key spiritual tests you might face before your reality shifts for the better. The test of faith. Sometimes, life crumbles around you not to break you, but to test how strong your faith is. For instance, when your pockets are empty and bills pile up, it's easy to lose faith. A sudden diagnosis or prolonged illness can make anyone question their faith. Losing someone you deeply care about can shake your world. A breakup or divorce can make you feel like your world is falling apart. Facing rejection or isolation from your community or friends can feel devastating. When you fail to meet your own expectations or goals, it's tempting to wallow in self-doubt. When your life seems to be in chaos, it's a chance for you to check in with yourself and ask, where is my faith right now? If you find it lacking, that's okay. This is your moment to strengthen it. Think about it. If you've never had to face challenges, how would you ever know the depth of your own faith? In times of struggle, it's tempting to revert back to old habits, maybe shutting people out or making hasty decisions. But this is precisely when you need to keep yourself calm. Being calm doesn't mean you're ignoring the problems. It means you're strong enough to know that freaking out won't help. So breathe, let go of the urge to control everything, and place your trust in a higher power. The more you pass this test of faith, the clearer your path becomes. With every challenge, you learn a little more about yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, and areas that could use a bit of work. It might hurt, but think of it as spiritual pruning. Just like a gardener trims a tree to get rid of dead branches, life trims away your weaknesses to help you grow stronger. Yes, the process can be painful, but remember, each cut is a chance for a new beginning. It's an opportunity for you to grow deeper roots and become the person you're meant to be. The test of patience. We live in a world that runs on speed. Fast food, fast cars, fast Wi-Fi. The quicker, the better. So, when life hits the pause button and you're forced to wait, it can feel like a major roadblock, almost like a betrayal. But what if waiting is not a halt, but a test in itself? A test that challenges you to shift your mindset and find inner stillness, even when the world around you moves at breakneck speed. Waiting is tough, especially when you feel a strong calling or sense that you're meant for something greater. You're all fired up, ready to leap into a new chapter of your life, and suddenly, you hit a wall. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and still, nothing happens. When doubt creeps in, it eats away at your confidence and determination. But before you throw in the towel, take a step back and ask yourself, could this delay be a lesson in disguise? Maybe the universe, or a higher power, wants to know how committed you are to your journey. Will you give up at the first sign of resistance, or will you hold steady, trusting that when the time is right, the door in front of you will swing wide open? When impatience grips you and you feel like screaming, "Why isn't anything happening?" Take a deep breath. Use this time to be still and reflect. Practice slowing down your racing thoughts and calming your restless spirit. In these moments of pause, you can reconnect with your inner self and gain a clearer perspective on what really matters to you. Learn to find contentment in simply being without constantly doing. And remember, waiting isn't a passive act. It's an active form of spiritual practice. You're not doing nothing. You're doing something very important. You're growing. Your soul is learning the art of patience, and that's a skill you'll find valuable throughout your life. The beautiful truth is, the longer you wait, the more rewarding the outcome. When the thing you've been waiting for finally arrives, you don't just get the joy of receiving it. You also gain a deeper appreciation for the journey that led you there. You learn to value not just the destination, but also the winding, unpredictable road that took you there. The test of detachment. Imagine holding a bird in your hand. You admire its beauty, its colors, and its freedom. You love that bird, but the moment you squeeze your hand to keep it, you harm it. Sometimes loving something means letting it go. This is a hard but invaluable lesson on the spiritual journey. Attachment is a powerful force. We all have things, people, or even dreams that we hold close to our hearts. These things feel like extensions of ourselves. They become entangled in our identity. But when these attachments grow so strong that they overshadow your higher calling, that's when the universe may step in with a spiritual test. Think of attachment as creating an idol in your life. When you're too fixated on something, it distracts you from your spiritual path. If you feel you can't live without it, that's a sign that you're heading towards a spiritual roadblock. The universe may then challenge you by removing that thing or person from your life, not to hurt you, but to help you grow. This is a wake-up call to reassess your priorities, to ask yourself, who am I really serving? My spiritual purpose or my earthly attachments? The test of letting go is a heart test. It's the universe asking, can you be your own person, separate from the things you love? Letting go doesn't mean you lose your love for that person or thing. It means you're willing to put your higher calling above your earthly attachments. You might think, but how do I let go of something that means the world to me? The first step is acknowledging that this is a test of your spiritual maturity. Once you recognize that, you can start shifting your focus from what you're losing to what you stand to gain. Greater alignment with your soul's purpose, a deeper connection with the divine, and a more focused, fulfilled life. Letting go is an act of courage and love toward yourself and the divine God. The more you pass this test, the closer you get to your true self and your ultimate mission. You prove that you're not governed by your attachments, but guided by your higher calling. This test isn't about losing, it's about evolving. It's about freeing yourself from the chains of attachment so you can soar higher towards a life of purpose, meaning, and spiritual abundance. The test of humility. Humility is often misunderstood. Some people see it as a sign of weakness, a way of saying you're less important than others. But in the spiritual world, humility is a powerful strength. It's about knowing your worth without having to prove it at the expense of others. It's the quiet confidence that doesn't shout but whispers, I am, and that's enough. On your spiritual journey, the test of humility is inevitable. You may find yourself in situations where you could easily take all the credit, dominate a conversation, or let your ego run wild. But these moments are like little examinations from the universe, asking, can you keep your sense of self in check? Can you be powerful without overpowering? Can you be humble and still hold your ground? Remember, as you rise in spiritual understanding, accomplishments, or even material success, there may be a temptation to look down upon others who haven't gotten there yet. But the universe watches how you handle success just as closely as it observes how you deal with failure. Will you offer a hand to lift others up? Or will you step on them to go higher? Your actions in these moments speak volumes about your spiritual maturity. If you can pass this test, you're not just moving closer to your earthly goals. You're aligning more closely with your higher spiritual self. You're proving that you're ready for greater responsibilities, deeper relationships, and a life filled with meaningful impact. The test of forgiveness. Forgiveness might seem like a simple act, but it's one of the most challenging spiritual tests you'll ever face. It's easy to hold on to grudges, to replay wrongs in your mind, or to let anger brew in your heart. But forgiveness is not about the other person. It's about freeing yourself. When you forgive, you break the chains that tie you to pain, anger, and a past you cannot change. The universe often tests you in this way by bringing people or situations into your life that challenge your ability to forgive. These might be old wounds or fresh betrayals. The test comes when you have every reason to hold on to your anger or resentment, but you choose to let go. This isn't saying what happened is okay. It's saying you're ready to move on. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks a heavy door, behind which lies the pathway to peace and spiritual growth. It allows you to walk away from the darkness of resentment and into the light of new possibilities. If you pass the test of forgiveness, you're saying, I am bigger than what has happened to me. I am stronger than my past. I am ready for a future of endless spiritual growth. This test is more than just saying you forgive. It's about feeling it deep in your heart. You know you've truly forgiven when the thought of the person or event no longer brings up a storm of emotions. This is not an easy place to reach, but it's where you find the deepest peace and the most profound connection to your higher self. When you're struggling to forgive, remember that this is a spiritual test set up for your growth. Look beyond the pain to see the lesson. Ask yourself, what can this teach me? How can I use this experience to evolve? The answers may not come right away, but they will come. And when they do, you'll find that you've passed not just a test, but a significant milestone on your spiritual path. Every spiritual test, whether it's about faith, patience, detachment, humility, or forgiveness, molds you into a stronger, wiser, and more spiritually aligned individual. These tests might seem harsh at the moment, but they're preparing you for a reality that aligns perfectly with your soul's purpose. And it's my humble prayer for you to pass these spiritual tests. If this video has been a blessing to you, please share it with someone who is also on a spiritual journey. I hope you have a beautiful day